Jatabiribo. Odisheba. Edweneni ba udija. Wonumja na ufija. Genti obia wani ebetie. Untie kwa ubetie. By force. Na untia. Ubetie.
All right, we are back again. This is another day that Almighty has given us to us for us to think and seek for a change in our lives as black people, as Ghanaians, as human beings. All right, you're most welcome to the super television station in Ghana, in precisely no say Chrome. Tiosuntiabete, I here to come to conquer, I never come to bore. Because Makacha say, ye dear Krumasem, Sienke Krumasem, Yenka Krubias wasem. And Madikaka say, if you want a change, you have to do a change before you can see a change. Baby, at you are more cover. Namin Kajo say, a yamino the vision. Say you better reach the highest level. No, meaning you have to fight a good fight. We need to fight a good fight so that we can achieve a better future for our destiny. Eti the tiane say baby at you transie. Eya na me ba me Kajo say many insa ubia me tase na mentenipa. We are here to fight a good fight, but a fight with ammunition and machetes, we devoid of that, but it's a mental revolution crusading. Call me Odishia Bakabna, Amufa Ababiu. Straight away, the new president, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, he's in charge, we're taking control. When I was saying Juma say, the man is at work. The first batch of his ministers, straight away, Mamin Shase Namima, the first 13 lists of Nana Danko's presidency, his administration. The first 30 ministers are what designated Wamabano. Let me give you the showdown so that Ubehu the list. No. Straight away, let me start from the senior minister of Nanado's administration. That was Mr. Yaosafu Mafo. He is the senior minister designated. And then again, we will go straight to Albert Kandapa, National Security officer. Also, Nanado, say Omrame, the National Security officer. And then again, Alan Kojo Chirematen, Omrame, Trade Minister. Alan Kojo Chirematen, NFA, the Otosubio, Ken Ofori Ata, Nanado, say Omrame, Finance Minister. He is going to be Ghana's Finance Minister, Ken Ofori Ata. NFA, Dr. Owusu Afriye. Dr. Owusu Afriye, also Nanado Somrame, Agricultural Minister. He has been assigned to come and be Ghanaian Agricultural Minister. And then again, Yanko Dominic. Okay, yeah, let's go for Buachi Ejako. Yanko Buachi Ejako. He is the Energy Minister designate. Buachi Ejako, Mr. Buachi Ejako. Also Nanado Somra Nasa Parliament Ejinituma. The Parliament Ejinituma Onoba Energy Minister. Sasuna Dominic Nittewo. Ono and the next defense minister Emma Ghana. NFA Ambrose Derry, Interior Minister. Sasuzuna Shelley Ayuko Boche, Foreign Affairs Minister and Regional Integration. Shelley Ayuko Boche. NFA Gloria Akufo. So Kaya Mami way 2012 petition at the MP for the court on the Supreme Court. Mami way the spokesperson for the New Patriotic Party and almost challenging the validity of the president John Dramani, the then President John Dramani Mahama, or no and the spokesperson Madam Gloria Akufo. And they ono na yedina basa omame Attorney General Parliament Jinituma now I Juma de Abuagan. And afei Hajia Alima Mahama, also local government minister designate, local government minister. And at the Otosoe, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, MP for Menchia South. And they onona Yayinisa Omra, Nomejan's education minister. He has been assigned to become the next education minister. And then again, the Uchatuo number 13 here, Dr. Kwekua Jimai Meno, health minister. So far, 13 list. And I told you, the president, His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, what this list we have to want to say. So Parliament, Ejuo Mutumudia, Vertic Committee of Parliament, Ghanaian Parliament, September, then they are going to be the ministers of state. And then again, not represent the cabinet. So list women represent the cabinet. It is so far now, out of 29 cabinet ministers, and we have 13 now. So Parliament, a vetting committee of Parliament, Joe Mutumudia, na yenya 30. Straight away, baby Ativiano, Mamu Akwaba, Namin Kanjo said, we are here to build your confidence Said the now obenya adwene say you have to fight for your country. It's about how to fight for your country. Etinano, I have a special package for you. In the studios now, I am going to introduce a man to you. He's an historian, businessman, economist, entrepreneur, and also an African. He was born in Jamaica, lived in London, UK to be precise, and now selected to live in his own motherland, Ghana to be precise. And he's the man, Mr. Shays Gills. Mr. Shays Gills all the way from UK, and now he's in Ghana here. And he has been in this country for a long time. We're witnessing any evidences, anything in this country, now the change has happened for some politicians, and now MPP was crying for change, or must keep for that change. And he has to tell us what else for us to do. He's here to help us to achieve our aim. He's here to give us an ideas. This is the second ideas man that I have introduced him to you. So once again, if you are ready, let's meet the man. Mr. Shays, you're most welcome to Trust TV.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
I hope everything's okay.
Everything is good, my brother.
All right.
Yes,
so we're most grateful that we invited you and you have come.
Oh, give thanks for the invitation.
All right. All right. So, for anyone more share, my catch a program with Obia, or best share ideas, or be my train, or be boy, I mean, aim, how we can change some of the factors that we have to consider to do a change, not just a political change, but a change of mind, change of attitude. Made the never program. We still be at TV. I salute the transfer. Any information you are waiting me for WhatsApp message on your TV. For WhatsApp message by your kind Ediama straight away. Mami acknowledge me proud sponsors. Rat Fashions or Shantinu Town. They need the entire behind Rat Fashions on a palm me. Shantinu Town. We hold no. Dana also is chemist. A woman. A Shantinu Town and a Rat Fashions or Mekan was much. Asuna power specialist about clinic. And the SI hepatitis B, diabetes, hypertension, for each power specialist Heba clinic. Neko no one side, my catch is a draw fee. Omo Kumase, Lake Road, so Fabi Junction, or Money Pacific Filling Station, ND and Shanimu, power specialist about clinic, almost a yardie, every journey. Sasuna, Overmass Multimedia, and they Omane Trust TV, Yakabum, Sasuna MVTI, Brahase Bajo Forms, then you say, your digital world, global village. It brana be bibi sabe yakwa was obey installations na so asua na wonya sika e de agubo to na no guess na makodi said be na so bibia how it straight away bra trust you sabe do forms na fele na overmass amount certificate kama afi yemfa na ase ni bisuma Scott Through and Travel and Sports Management Scott Through Travel and Sports Management eni omo boama eni mo talent omo de mo ko amanone yedu ko UK you do call Russia, Germany, all the European countries, Scott Through and Sports and Travel Management. Or more stadium, Kumasi Stadium, Sports Hotel Junction and so on. And no more. Call Nafi. Also more talent to be a club. You're not betting me. Abuao. Okay, straight away. Sadia Mekan. So president is in charge. Was Shana Juma say, "Oh yeah, Juma." Yes, also. At the end, you support the government. What are we going to do to support the government? Or are the government going to support itself or what? We know you will be a CAA. We know we have something to do. And what is it about? So Mr. Shays is in the house and he's going to help us to identify some of the reasons we can do to help ourselves or we can get away from it. Some of the bad things that we are doing to spoil our system. We are doing to damage our system. He's here to going to tell us more. So, Mr. Shays, once again, welcome again.
Give thanks.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Shays.
Yes, sir.
I learned you've been in this country for a while.
For a very long time. I first came here in the year 2000.
Right.
And back again in 2004.
Right.
And ongoing since then, I've been here.
Okay. Right. So you've been here for a long time.
All
right. So, one more here, because of say until local language, so he's going to speak the English, and I hope we'll be able to translate it. And the Montias, I will translate it or translate it into our local language for others, so that you can listen or understand him properly. So, Mr. Shays,
yes,
let's start from. I just want to know your experience of since ever you've been in this country. How do you relate to the people in terms of the culture, our characters, our everything, the society, the system that you came to meet with? How do you find the system?
When I came here 2004,
yes,
I found the culture to be almost identical to Jamaica.
Okay.
Except
it's the same as the way they have it in Jamaica.
The culture was almost identical to Jamaica, except for the language.
Right.
So the adaptation wasn't too hard for me.
Okay.
You know, once you know your people, you know your people. They don't change very around the world. You'll see the people; they're almost the same. So, so that wasn't hard. Okay. That was the easy part.
Okay.
The hard part was that it's a bigger country with longer history. So you have more in-depth culture. So obviously there are things that are ingrained in Ghana that are not as ingrained as they are in Jamaica.
So what influenced you to come to Ghana?
As you know, as a roots man, you know, this is our original place. So we are called spiritually to come back here. So everyone who you see here that comes from Jamaica, maybe Africa and Americans, they have a calling, they have a feeling, and the love for their people, they'll always eventually come home. Those who love their people will come home.
Okay, so if my people will understand you, it looks like although you are from Jamaica to UK, and now you are a citizen of the United Kingdom, and you believe the Spirit have to tell you, the Spirit told you that you have to come to Ghana because this is your country.
That's my belief, that's my understanding. Some people may disagree, but it doesn't matter where you take someone. Sooner or later, that which is ingrained in them, they're now talking about DNA, what's ingrained in them will be churning in them, and I mean, everybody wants to at least see Africa, whether they decide to settle here or not. I don't know anybody in the West that wouldn't want to come to Africa. Yeah.
All right. It's more no or chirim or say you want Jamaica or Osha back in the day slavery and Jamaica from there if you call America, if you call UK, if you call Japan, if you call baby almost spread the but or tana hona and who say Spirit and say Omra Ghana and hand in the crew to Aba. He's here in Ghana. He's our brother. He's a citizen of this country as long as I'm concerned. Straight away. Me say I call interview. I hope say you're funny kakra. Mr. Chase.
Yes, sir.
Now let's start from here. Ever since you came to this country, what are some of the things that you saw it to be in a position that is not good for us as a human, as a people?
One of the major issues I found when I came here was the democratic system that you are using here, which you have adopted from the West, is so much different from what they are using there.
In what way?
Well, every position that of power in the West, basically, outside of the Queen, which is not a position of power anymore, is an elected position. And I don't see that you operate that way. You have positions that are not actually elected. So that was a major difference. And also, the people themselves don't believe that they are empowered. They don't realize that to be in a republic,
when
it means...
you talk about the people, which people are you talking about?
I'm talking about the everyday people on the street, on the roadside. You know, in your republic, republic means that the people are in power. So the people are in power. So the people can't be in power if they don't feel empowered. And they don't seem to believe that they're empowered. I don't know what the reason for that is, but that's my observation. People don't feel empowered. They feel that the authorities above them that are in those positions are the power, when really they are servants of the people who are in power. So, you know, that's a difference to me.
Today's topic is borders on change of attitude. As it was said by the new president that Ghanaians have now, which is Nanado. During his speech, he said, for a country to move forward, we need to change our attitude. So it is so important to me that it looks like still we got a problem. We have a problem that borders on our attitude. Ever since you've been here, how do you see, how do we think? What is your reactions on our thinking?
Well, going on further from what you said about the current president who has just been inaugurated, his speech was very good, and what he said was every citizen has to take their part. There's no sitting on the sideline. If you're a citizen, to be a citizen means you are part of it. You're not just because you are born here and someone is going to give you something. You have to help build that thing. And he made that point clearly, and I thought that was a good point to be made, but it doesn't seem like people have got that yet. I think that's why he had to make it so clearly, that people don't understand that you may be born in a place, but you still have to work towards keeping that place or building that place into what you want. You can't vote somebody in to do it and you decide that you are not going to do anything after that. That is not how any country has grown.
Okay, so let's see this. On the issue of change, do we really, is it necessary that you change the top, but the down is not changed?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, it's a good question. And the question really, I say, is a good question because if you don't change the down, the top doesn't change. It only looks like it changes.
But we always vote to change political hairs.
Yeah, well, that's democracy, and that's the right thing to do. But the people also have to change. There has to be a change in the people, because the people are effectively the real power in any system. They are the power, whether they realize it or not. When a politician in any country gets the power, he will only do what he's pushed to do. All Western countries have grown by, they haven't just been given power, they've grown by people power, protest, and people deciding they want higher wages, they want minimum wage, these are people's ideas, these are not politicians' ideas.
Oh, so the people make the decision. They make the decision.
They're the ones that push for what they want, because whatever politician does is for the people. So when you see all of these things that you see in the Western societies and people doing now, and all these rights that they have, they came from the ground, they came from the people.
So you want to tell us that as the development that we are witnessing elsewhere, in abroad, the people, it was invented, or let me say, it was encouraged by the people under.
Yeah, it was more than
the people on the top.
It was more than encouraged. It was pushed by the people.
The people
women,
from the grassroots.
Yeah, women getting the vote. It wasn't a politician who wanted women to get the vote. Women had to struggle, tie themselves to railings, be arrested year in, year out, till eventually they got the vote. So it's always been like that. That's the way it is. It's politicians, yes, they ask for power, but you have to tell them what you want.
We have to tell them
what you want.
The electorate, those who vote,
yes,
you have to bring a leader.
You have to tell them what you want.
But
they're your representatives.
Okay. Maybe some people may it will sound so controversial to their ears that how can we tell our leaders that we want this, do this for us? Because they made all policies, and they tell us this is what we are going to do for us, and we voted for them. No,
well, I mean, I don't. That's where you asked me some of the things I've noticed when I've come here. As far as I understand, in any place, in anywhere in the world, you have to tell the leaders what you want, regardless of whether they do it or not. You have to tell them what you want.
Okay.
You know, if in any situation someone is in a leadership position and somebody comes in amongst them, the leader is not a mind reader. The leader is not someone who knows everything that every citizen wants, 23, 24 million people. Yes. It's up to the people to say, well, this is what we want. We're moving forward in this way, and this is what we want, and this is what we want you. This is what we vote our MPs to do. This is what we vote all of our members to do and our president to do. So you have to push. You can't put a president in and then say anything he does is okay with me, because you will never be happy with any president you get. Because the president's not a mind reader. He's not, you know, even if he has vision, he's going to have vision as far as he sees it. But he's only a human being. So you have to come together as a collective and say, well, this is what we want. As I say, minimum wage is a good example. And stuff. There's so many other things that the Western countries are operating by that came from the grassroots, from the people.
Okay. So I would like to know this. Ever since you've been here, did you see our laws are working effectively? The laws of this country?
Well, laws. There's a lot of laws in Ghana.
There's a lot of laws.
There's a lot of laws in Ghana.
There's a lot of laws.
Oh, there's a lot of laws in Ghana. I mean, which is good that you have the laws. Enforcement is another thing.
Enforcement.
Yeah, and I won't blame just the enforcers of not enforcing laws, because I've seen situations where people have made laws, they've tried to enforce them, and they've collapsed because the people themselves don't want that law. And it's a law that you would expect that everybody would understand, but sometimes the people don't want to change. So those things, I mean, a government will back down if they realize they're only in power for 4 years. So if they realize the people will not support their changes, then they'll obviously back down. Okay. You know, so from that perspective, definitely, I've seen that needs to change. The people need to, they need to understand that if they don't change their attitudes, even towards their position as citizens, as
Nana said,
as he said,
yes.
And I thought that was one of the best parts of his speech.
So, in the matter of changing, what do you have to do, or what we're supposed to do? What and what?
Well, having watching your program and the mental revolution that you talk about,
yes.
I mean, I support that wholeheartedly. You have to change your way of thinking.
Okay.
You can't do the same thing every day and expect a different result from that thing. That was originally.
So you want to tell us that doing the same thing and you're expecting a different result is impossible?
Well, it's been called the definition of insanity.
It's called
That
what?
is the definition of insanity. Yes. To try to do the same thing every day and expect a different result.
Wow.
It's a definition of insanity.
Okay, hold your fire. So, person what say, what baby out here, and also with your own son. Baby out here, your own son, but still open different result. And then I'll say, oh no, it's your friend, what the definition of your friend insanity. Just as a bodam because say what one now move to you can't see a change. So if you want to change from 1 to 2, you have to do a change, or you have to move a step before you can reach 2. So say one you now to 1 there. Let's just say as a clear in what and Sandy. I hope that as something you can it borders on our personal life. Mr. Chase.
Yes, sir.
Do you see any future in Ghana here?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't see any future. I couldn't. I mean, I wouldn't. I would be the one who has a problem. If I was living somewhere and couldn't see a future, I surely see a future. Definitely, there are young people coming up, and we're in a globalized economy now. So things are going to change whether people like it or not. And change is something that seems to frighten people. And yeah, and the older you get, the more afraid of change you are. And change is obviously what we need. It doesn't matter whether you're in America or in Ghana. Ghana needs change. There's no way Ghana can remain the same and get any better results. So it's going to change. It may change peacefully or it may change unpeacefully. It really depends on the people themselves. But change will come because change is as natural as anything. It's impossible to stop things from changing. They've changed already. They just haven't changed maybe as quickly as you or I would like. I think that's where the problem is, that the pace of change is very slow on the African continent, especially here in Ghana. So
right. Let me know this. You've been in UK and other countries as well. The type of administrator or governance system over there, if you compare to ours here, in terms of administrative, like health system, education system, our security, national security, do you see a vast difference in it?
I do. There's a big difference over there. Like I said to you already, everybody feels more empowered. They feel they can call their MPs if they have a problem with the health system or with their local hospitals or whatever. And they feel that the MPs hold, especially in the UK, they hold their meetings with the local constituencies and listen to what they have to say. And because the people already feel buoyant, they've come through a long time of industrial revolution, enlightenment, and all those things. They don't feel frightened of their MPs. They don't have a fear of their MPs. MPs can't talk down to them. You know, they have to be, whether they're not they are going to do the things that they say they will do is an open question. But at least we know that in those countries, the MPs wouldn't dare talk down to its citizens or to its electorate. So I think here it doesn't seem that has changed as yet. But I think it's changing. I think it's changing, but it's taking longer than maybe we like, to change. But yeah, I mean, that's a massive issue there. That I always come back to the people, because we could talk to politicians all day long, but if they don't feel pushed to do something, if they don't feel pushed and cornered into doing something, they won't do it. And that's why I hear people.
So how can we push them? How can we push them? Because if you see our people, it looks like we have been trained in timidity level, that we're scared of our leadership, and we here we have a culture that orders are not wrong,
are not to be challenged.
They are not to be challenged. So with all this, how can Ghanaian youth challenge his leadership? How can we?
Well, I mean, my understanding, I agree with you. I've seen that and I recognize that, and that's why I said the culture is more ingrained here than in Jamaica and places like that. But the truth is that if you're speaking to someone, I believe right will always conquer wrong and good will always conquer evil. And if somebody's wrong, regardless of how old they are, you have to be, sooner or later, what the person is in the right is saying will have to come to the fore. It has to come. It's whether it comes by peace or not, it will come. If someone half my age makes a point that is right, I can't be right because I'm older than him. The point is what we're dealing with. It's not the age of the person that we're dealing with. So that part of the culture will eventually give way to the truth, and
it
will eventually give way to the truth and to the right thing that has to be done. It'll happen. It will happen. I'm confident it will happen. You know, you don't sound confident, but I'm completely confident, Bridget.
Right.
That
It looks
happen.
like you know something that I don't know in this country.
No, I know through you as you introduced me as history. I love study history, and these things have happened in other places. 500, 600, 700 years ago, the average citizen in the UK had no rights. 500 years ago, what rights did he have? He was being sent here and sent there. He didn't get paid. He was sent to do jobs that was. So they had no rights. Yes. They had no rights whatsoever. And then look at the UK today. So people mustn't look at countries like UK and America and think that they've always been the way they are today.
Right.
They have. If you study those countries, they're probably even more draconian than Africa as any point in its history. You know, they're probably more fierce towards their own individual citizens than at certain points than they are here in Ghana has ever been. So things can change. If you say there's something I know is that history has proved that things change. They always
okay, do. Mr. Church, yeah, we're going to come back with the economy, doing business. Do we have a enabling environment? I'm going to come back there, so I'm coming. Okay. All right, I was for said in commodity economy or compare from baby fiba and baby aye now or a coin a be fast way be tumpong. And was in Nipan, yen see who the yepe. Said they had the Yamaka says, wouldn't be the opa, unya the opedano. Yena, o mani dia. Iti, Messaban Hubio, but me Tramwaba Sia and Kobe Yamiba, na Yato Sia.
Jatabiribo, Odisheba, Edweniba, Udija, Unumjana Ufija, Gentiobia, 1 year betie, Untia Ubetie, by force,
All right, Tio Suntia Betie, Untipi, so I just listen to me and I'm here to give you information. You're most welcome. Hi, Trust TV. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. We are 2 p.m. sharp. Tio Suntia Betie. The man is in the house. She's girls is in the house, and we are seeking for a knowledge, and you have to seek for it, and we shall find it. Tio Suntia Betie. And for you, as so when you say the youth are the next generation, so we are going to talk about our generation in this country. Do we have a plan? National policy plan, 20 years, 30 years developmental plan, whatsoever. So the man is in the house and we are talking. I hope you also enjoy the conversation and for message Bremen and make my WhatsApp message. But straight away, Mammy can me WhatsApp message in Ibina yen twaso. Okay, Mammy Shasi free as a message in your doors now. Okay, wait. Also, please tell Mr. President Nanado never to approve the Black Stars money, else the world to a wise is enough. Greet your panel member for me. Okay, unfolding Amba. Right. Where's also? Okay, Nanado, a man who never corrupt and never accepted corruption. Okay, whatever, blah blah blah. Nanado all the way. Unfolding so Amba. Okay, and I was also message. I'm trying to say I can't be okay. Okay. And your message, David, your message, see too much. A nose, don't write nose because you already train nose. I mean, you can't bear me the power. Okay. All right. Message, I have to edit it before I can read. So, what am I about? Mommy, Mr. Chess. So, let's come back on the issue of having Ghanaians having an enabling environment to do business. Have you ever enjoyed doing business in our country?
Yeah, I came here and I with my brother early in 2004 to look for seek investment. So we understood that we had to look around a long time for things that looked like they were worthy of investment in. But when you talk about economy, one of the driving forces of Western economies are the banks.
Banks.
Yeah, yes. The banks are usually the driving forces, but though the private enterprise, obviously, people have their ideas.
Right.
And one of the big problems we have here is the amount of money, the interest rate the bank charges, that the bank would charge you to borrow money.
Okay.
Because if you borrow money here to do a business, and then you have to somehow get that money back to the bank, and at the same time keep your business going, it's a very difficult situation. The interest rate is very high.
Okay.
So that is a deterrent to a lot of people.
Okay.
And a lot of people are unable to pay back the loans that they make. Okay. So that's a big problem. We have to have an environment where it's reasonable. It's a more reasonable amount of interest rates so that people can still pay their money back, and make at least some profit to keep themselves in the business. So that's a big problem. Banks are
you didn't enjoy at all of doing business?
Not from the banking perspective, but we're getting money to borrow from a bank. I mean, if you're bringing money from outside, it's different. But if you're bringing your own, trying to start up from here in Ghana, and you don't have money, and you need to borrow money against whatever collateral you have, you're going to struggle, because let's be honest, that the rate that you have to pay back is difficult for anyone to really do that. That's one of the biggest hurdles I see in the economy. But also you have a lot of other issues, you know. I'm sure the new president, he knows this, and he's going to make the environment more, he said so, he's going to make the environment more free for private enterprise, which is the actual driving
force
behind any economy.
Behind any economy.
Yeah, governments are not good business people by nature.
Okay.
It's very rarely.
Our governments are not good in business.
Any government.
Oh, okay.
No, don't blame Ghana government for that.
It's not just about Ghanaian government.
No, that's why most of the world has gone as privatized. We had all these industries in the West before that were all government run, and they were losing money hand over fist. So what happened eventually? People like Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, these people privatized everything they could get their hands on, because they realized that private people have a more of a interest in making profit and getting things to run properly.
Okay.
When governments they'll employ 20 people for a job, and they won't get rid of anyone, even if the person is not performing. So governments are not good at actually doing business.
Okay. So when the new president, Nana president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa said he's going to empower the private sector to improve the economy, will you agree with him?
It's excellent. It has to be done, the only problem with politicians is they say these things and then we don't see the action that follows it. But just be honest with you, it's the first thing he has to do.
Okay.
He has to
empower the private sector.
Yeah, who's going to employ all the intelligent Ghanaians coming out of senior high school and universities? Who's going to employ them?
Okay.
The government can't employ them. So the only people that can employ them are private businesses, private people. Okay. So he has to do that. As you're going to get what's happened in the last few years is a brain drain, where the best of Ghanaians are heading
flowing outside the country.
Yeah, and
traveling to one country to another,
and building other people's economies, giving the best that you have, or the best people you have, running to the West or wherever it is, Europe or America, Canada, and they're driving that country, and we are suffering here because we don't have our own young people putting in what they have to give us. So that private thing that Nana said is imperative. It has to be done, and it has to be done quickly.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay, Power Specialist Herbal Clinic. And they so much hepatitis B ase. Omutu hepatitis B ase, diabetes, hypertension. Omo kumase lekuru boson twekwa so. Omo ne Fabi Junction, Pacific Filling Station dey hwe no. Fre Power e wo 0244 544422. Makacho sem so Power hepatitis B wo to ase. Aduro no ofie me makwakọ witness ntina me ka cho say obusu ne bia yade afa ne Power Specialist Herbal Clinic e okuma say Fabi Junction omo ne Pacific Filling Station ene di hwe ni ana frɛ no 0244 544422 and afa UAE visa consult ene omo de utu kwan country bia afa omo international and domestic ticketing wi ase ba bia so ko bia no frɛ UAE e wo 020 22056444 and afa 0268 410233 omo tech Mazima Junction so eho enomo Sasuna Raj Fashions quality African wear, African designing, bridal wear, executive wear, gents wear, bibi omo ye bi from 0266 306 486 and afa Overmax Multimedia Overmax ne MVT akabo ye boama certificate now there are installations baby abekubia betima ya adwuma from 020 8533 Sasuna Scott Trio Travel and Sports Management and they omubuawa what talent so we footballer we runner we whatever ko mini bi bia fa talent so we bibi na mo bi obeboa no Scott Trio for aba omubua friend sesi 0549 1050009 we open so two kwanso so eko wiase ba bia so a ko omokuma say Sports Hotel opposite Stadium Hotel Junction so a eho Daniel Kwano on Abrasani so on Hwana Scott through Travel and Sports Management. So Mr. Chase, let's come back. I wanted to ask, Ghana was the same year with South Korea.
That's right, 1957.
Singapore. Then again, Malaysia. Even if 1979, Accra Bukom was beautiful than Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia.
Okay.
What are some of the factors that you consider that we didn't do well? That's why we are here.
Well, I mean, we're having the fourth republic now, so obviously 3 didn't work.
Yes.
Leadership is a big problem.
Leadership.
Yeah, we struggle with leadership in Ghana.
When you talk about leadership, what do you mean about leadership?
I mean, leadership, I mean, getting people to work together.
Political positions.
Not just political positions.
Okay.
There's other positions in Ghana, as you know, that also require leadership. But getting people to work, leadership is not just about giving your ideas and being clever and sound intelligent. Yeah. It's also about getting people to work together.
The competent.
Yes, getting people to come together and realize that they are one country. They are more than their tribes. They are more than their areas and their families. They are a country. So that's what leadership is about, getting people to know when you live in the UK or you live in America, regardless of who you vote for, you know that that party is going to take care of the whole country. There's no areas that they're going to build hospitals in and leave. There's no areas that they're going to take care of and maybe not so much take care of. But these things happen in what they call developing countries like Jamaica and also like Ghana. These things happen in Ghana where it's in the past, maybe not so much now, but in the past where certain political parties have come in and they've only really been interested in taking care of their electorate, their voters. And
do you feel Ghana, we are too much corrupt?
I mean, corrupt is corrupt. There's no question of levels of corruption.
But some people say Africans, especially Ghana and other countries, we are too much. Corruption is too much in this country. There is
serious corruption here. There is no doubt. There is serious corruption here.
You are testified to that?
Yeah, I have to testify. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I've lived under it. So there is serious corruption here. But the problem I have is that some of the things, when you point it out to the people, are not seen as corruption by the very people that are doing them. They're seen as just the way things are done. So that's the hardest thing is you're calling it corruption, but the majority of people would, if you explain to them issues that may look corrupt, they say, well, that's the way it's done. It's the barter system. It's the, someone doesn't know the price from one part of town to another, you charge them what you want. That's corruption. It's not political. It's not politics alone that is corrupt. If a taxi driver charges you twice the price, then he will charge me because he knows I know the area. That's corruption.
So it looks like we don't love ourselves, and we don't love ourselves, and as well as our country.
Yeah, I mean that's part of what I'm saying. We lack that self-love that we need. So to see our brother as a representation of us. So we stop trying to cheat our brother. You can't cheat your brother without treating yourself, whether you realize that or not. Right. You are talking about Singapore and those other countries, Malaysia. That's what they've had to learn. All of those countries that you see growing, they've had to learn that the citizens of the country are the citizens of that country. Okay. And they all need to be brought up to a certain level. It's not a few people here, a few people there, a few people there. You can't do it like that. You can't do that.
So, Mr. Jace, I just want to ask you a question. Answer me within good faith. If you were to be the president of this country, Ghana, what will you put in place to start growing this country?
I mean, that's a hard question, but if anyone was to answer it, my answer has to be this. I would go back to grassroots and I would force or make the people understand that we eat what we grow. We wear what we use, what we grow, what we can make. And we have to stop the importing of so many foreign things here. That would be my first point of call.
Stop importation.
Yeah, it wouldn't be complete stop, but it would be stopped to a certain degree. Because we have to start, the more we import is the less we value or even try to make our own good things. If we import all our shoes, if we decide that no, we're not importing any shoes, then everyone would have to make their own. And sooner or later, the standard of shoes will get so good that we will be then exporting shoes. So yeah, the over-importation that we have now is too much. It has to.
Too much importation.
It has to. I mean,
too much foreign goods.
You talked about those other countries. They're all producing cars now.
Yes.
They're all producing different things, fridges and things. How did they do it? They did it by putting money into their own industries and stop importing everybody else's thing. And now they're export countries. Those countries you talk about in other countries, they're massive exporters. Ghana, most of the things that Ghana exports were left here by, let's say, God himself. Talking about cocoa, the natural resources that we have, gold. But we're not producing anything that people want. And the only way we're going to do that is by stop importing to our people and force our own people to start to look after their own business.
Can politicians develop this country?
Not by themselves. We spoke about this in the beginning. No politician can develop any country by himself without the people. This is what the inauguration speech was trying to say. If you listen to it carefully, he's putting the burden on the people. He can protect the public purse, but they have to change their attitude and their will towards the way things are done.
All right. Hold your phone. I'm coming. Okay. Mami, come message you. You see, I really enjoy today's show. Keep it up from Ujam Fresh. Okay, Ujam, so I enjoy the show. No, so I'll say hi. My name is Aisha. Odishaba, you looking good. Nana, no size. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm on for so right from my dream. Okay. So I'll say hi, Odishaba. I really enjoy today's topic and your guest. Greet your guest for me. He's really making sense for me. Okay. So I say I'm Morris, and I am impressed of today's show. Keep it up, and greetings to your panel member. Okay, all right. And Mamiko Nana. Okay. Straight away, telephone also that's also over to me a friend TV and reduce the volume so that we can talk. Reduce your volume. Over to my friend, I was watching our dream. Said you better say you subai. Near support to the new government, you know. You support the new administration where you are. Said you better Ghana. Ever call him and no name problem and you be NTR. So fra reduce your volume. Hello.
Yeah.
Obeni mo akwa body this okasa friend.
Mbazo ya friend me wala me kaze sentie biaze.
Okay, meet you.
I'm the program no me na mani di wodi na mo no me ma baso. Wodi na ni pamela no.
Right.
Kama wakan na mpesa o mai kasi ya fania disa the boy.
Right.
Nimo ya na di kini gina yim tenim for na yam say na do speech no kase. We should try to be citizens but not spectators. Na asama ya me bisa say abra no ono me fie konya so no spectator and asama ya citizen.
That is the question.
Nanka ema to agene so that be edit when the ambal economy. That am no on advice now o mama.
Okay.
But me edi juma dia friend no bosu mi bia fra ni so vice president no say previous month ni ni ono na no wo pe say let's about man no na wo no shi muda. And now the do so no first we should be citizens but not spectators. We something or no person no spectator and after no citizen.
Okay.
We and the yan is system from quite say yes we did because who now 2 minutes now we need somebody who can say so.
Okay, one may do point. Point in here, clear. Matthias here. Bisa say Nanado that time Nano workers when no being a citizen, not a spectator, no a day. So it's your opinion. Hello. Okay, so somebody was asking that during the Nanado speech, he said Ghanaians should be citizens but not spectators. And they said some people make the controversy that it was copied from Bush and I'm coming. Wait for me. Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. Now when you
Hello.
your friend Soka friend.
Hello.
Your friend say.
Yes, Fozia.
Okay, Fozia, mami nti Oka friend fa.
Fozia.
You home free TV no why? Well, Ofra, reduce your TV volume why? Yes, Oka sa yenti why? Ofra na watch home free no akasa. So with that speech, do you see any wrong of it?
No, I mean, if he did copy it from George Bush, then who did George Bush copy it from?
Jeff Kennedy. They said Jeff Kennedy.
Yeah, well, you can go back. I mean, there's very few people that make original speeches. Very few people in history make original speeches.
Okay, let me come in. I'm going to talk about pluralism. So I'm going to come. Hello?
Yeah.
When you?
Good evening.
Good afternoon. What I say?
Yeah, if any problem, capacity mine.
Okay, meet you.
Now we be capacity say Namado is citizen, Namaya citizen and spectators.
Yes.
Now past government cannot transfer will be uncle. How many times in Dr. Baumia Akagana economic was attendant of one friend in Waha? Every time all kind of women like us are for the free, and yes, it's a whole lot of coin.
Okay, Midase. All right. Hello. Okay. So I was talking about, they say Nanado's speech was plagiarized. And I just want to know, is it a crime?
Well, no,
Plagiarize, is it a crime?
no, plagiarism is a crime. But his speech, even if he took it from somewhere else, it's not real plagiarism. Plagiarism is when you write a book and so, or you take
somebody's
something stuff
customize and sell it out.
And sell it. Yeah, that's not play. If he did take somebody else's speech, it's not play. He has said something that I agree with. And I think that if this is what people are going to focus on, then we can see where our problem is. It's trivial. Whether George Bush said it before him or not is very unimportant. He has said something that he believes, regardless of whether he got it from a book or he got it from his own heart. Right. He believes it. And that's all that should matter. Okay, it may look bad to some people that if he's using other people's, what's the important part about that? It's not, to me, it's not important. We are gonna hold him to those words, regardless of whether he came from him or George Bush. That's all that matters. The fact that somebody else said it before him, they did this with Donald Trump's wife. It said word for word, she copied everything at Michelle Obama. I mean, these are trivial things. These are your, things that you get at the current news thing.
Let me go to the phone line. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, meet you, Yanko.
Yeah, me pacho, guys and Louis now more come and say the speech, what carton piano. Who's the answer with the carton? No, what you do not for the carton.
Right.
Yeah, then man, a quiet say, man is main tone.
Right.
Then it can't, let you say, my card, So what I say, you know, I got a 4 year fund say, if you or the party, I won't be the party, So President and we are next year also Montreal normal carton be the balloon fee. So what I say, when you in party Java, you with me. If you never make a carton, the ring and the mono. I give you also part time in a month. If you didn't say yes, they have a fan of a they will mail for an afternoon. And you have to say, I could be afternoon to say, yes,
all right, Medase. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Oveni mwako wana kasa friend. Okay, meet you.
So, yeah, no one may
okay. Okay, somebody says he likes you. Okay, right.
Now, I am saying, yeah, your mom
right.
Okay. The one for the Abrabo, papa, you see the more Brabo. You have to bonus, you shall not to Babu, and the Bible, and the idea now. If you say, a man penny, you will be like a your mom penny, no, they are papa. I don't think anybody is your car when you get here.
All right.
You money.
Okay, Medase. Tiosun Tiabeti is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. We are 2 p.m. sharp. Mr. Shares Girls is in the house, and we are talking. So, Mr. Shares, I think we are here to sum up and then we have to move on. Our time is getting on.
Okay, yes, sir. I hear.
I would like you to give me 5 things that if Ghanaians does not stop doing it, we will move forward. 5 factors.
Yeah, okay. You are singling me out to Ghana. I mean, everybody knows.
Oh, do you want to? But
it's just human. It's human nature. But yes. We have to learn how to tell the truth. We have to tell the truth because we seem to be very liberal with the truth. Here
we endorse lines.
Yeah, we do, and
okay.
we have to accept that's the way we are.
Okay.
So we have to learn how to tell the truth. We have to learn how to have some more self-respect for ourselves. Realize that we are all examples. It's not just the president or the MPs. We're all examples, whether we realize it or not. People watching us as we walk down the street, people looking at you, become an example to someone, or good or bad. So have some self-respect in yourself and be an example. We
should respect ourselves.
Have more respect.
We should have a personal dignity.
Yeah, and also if anybody is holding on to any partisan.
Okay, we are into. Let me go to the phone line. Okay. Hello, my last call. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Greetings.
Greetings. Now, your friend.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello. I'm here.
Yeah. So let me hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Giovanna from Abri. I would like to say my bit as regards to your program.
Right.
Yeah, I would like to say thumbs up to your guests, and then
All right, Mr.
I really
Chase.
like his input. So.
Right, Mr. Chase, okay.
Hello?
All right, I'm listening. Go on.
Yeah, and well, he's right. I guess that's all I could say.
Right.
And I really agree with what he's saying.
All right. Most grateful for your time. All right.
Thanks to the
Right.
caller. Yeah.
So you were talking. We are number 2 now.
Are we only paying to 2? Okay.
Yes.
The tribalism.
Tribalism.
I think it's a very important.
So ever since you've been here, you see a lot of tribalism.
I see that because I moved from different.
That thing hinders our development.
Oh, definitely. I've moved to different areas, and I see it's still alive and well, which is something we don't want, because we are a nation. We call a nation Ghana. So we have to. We keep our tribes, no problem with that. We love our tribes, no problem with that. But we have to be more Ghanaian than tribe if we are going to keep this nation together. So that's important to me. People have to become more have more self-education, read more. You have no excuse anymore. If you can't get the books, you can go online and read stuff and try and enlighten yourself.
Right.
If you didn't do well in school, it's not over. Education doesn't start and end with school. So if people can self-educate themselves, I think that's 4 or 5 or something like that. And this is a plagiarism I'm going to give you right now. Love thy neighbors, you love thyself. Now, if I stood up and said that, maybe someone would say I'm plagiarizing because it's in the Bible.
Okay.
But but for me,
this is
well, it's plagiarism.
It's in good faith.
Yeah, it's in good faith.
Yes.
Well, that's why I said I don't agree with the argument with Nana about plagiarism. If somebody says something that's good, let's deal with the good that they're saying, and not say that he stole it from here and he didn't steal it from anywhere. He's using it because it sounds good to him. So I think that will do for me. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Shea. So we are most grateful for your time.
Give thanks.
Thank you for coming.
Every time, brother.
All right.
One love.
All right. So this is Mr. Shea. He's an historian, entrepreneur, businessman, and also economist. And so as time goes on, we're going to bring him to the studios and for tough discussions and any issues we'll bring him so that we will discuss about it. So Tio Suntia, we are here. This is the end of our show. I hope say 2017 is about a revolution, mental revolution. It's not about machetes and guns. That one a term is back in the day, slavery time. But this is a time where we have to think for ourselves, believe ourselves, change our style, change our thoughts and our thinkings. Ghana will be a great nation. It may not be our responsibility. We have to accept it. Accept your responsibility. And yes, I will be a You're from this Sheba, Kabana, Amofa, Ababio. Until then, the Tian say, I said, my power specialist about clinic as Amofa Bijan, NFA, UAE visa consult, Sasana, Right Fashions, NFA, Overmass Multimedia, Sasana, Scott Road Travel and Sports Management, so come home. About 12 midnight, I actually repeat on our Trust TV. Until then, Mamina Kruning Nasi, you wish you if you had the Ewahaya, Medasi.
Jatabiribo. Odisheba. Edweneni ba udija. Wonum jana ufija. Genti obia wani ebetie. Untie kwa ubetie. By force. By force. Na untia. Ubetie.